where we're going to be reading some student-written scripts acted by some student actors. If you guys want to come on out. All right. So tonight our actors are Celeste Petrowsky, Charlotte Pacheco-Sahagun, Frida Nieto Gonzalez, Lacey Knox, and Rebecca Ristow. Yeah, so we're going to be doing 5 scripts for you guys. And yeah, let's just do it. Okay. Exterior, outside a bar, 1873, death. A group of women are gathered outside the doors of a rundown but in-use saloon. Lo is standing on the steps and preaching to the group.
Our work is still going on, under the influence of Good Templars, gospel meetings, and the Women's Christian Temperance Union. We still hold it to our God's work and pray that He will bless our efforts and put forth His people for the overthrow of the monster of vice and temperance.
The audience politely applauds. Lo steps down to talk to Alice.
I do think he did.
That was just wonderful. I hope you heard it inside.
Alice, can I tell you something?
Of course you can.
Don't tell anyone, but I don't really have faith in what we're really doing. The Shades of Death is the toughest saloon in all of Indiana. Out of 1 in 100, out of 128 establishments, we have to pick this one.
What are you saying, Lo?
I'm saying that we've been here day after day, not this bar or any town have given up. I think we need to give another battle.
Alice looks at her in shock. Over her shoulder, men are fleeing from the building. The women turn to see them.
They have another door. Ladies, follow me.
Some of the women follow Lo to the storm door. They stand in its way. They are relieved.
Imagine if those women didn't follow you, because they wouldn't if they knew the kind of things you were saying.
The women have the small building surrounded.
They have. Did you know that there's liquor establishments for every 83 residents in this town?
I got it, Lo. You don't like this one. But if we win, it will be easy thereafter. The Shades of Death is their leader, and if we take them out, the rest will fall.
Philip, the owner, comes out the front door.
I'm up to here with it, ladies. You've been here long enough, and I'm never giving over the bar. Beat it.
The women give him blank faces. They kneel down to pray. They speak, but their words are not heard.
Ugh, your husbands are still my patrons.
Philip slams the door.
See, we don't have a chance.
Don't you see what happened? Even if you don't have faith, they do.
Did you know he's above our odds?
Mr. Phillips? I do. All the women think that'll be how we get to him.
Hey, people change.
Exactly. Your own words. People do change, and that's why we even bother.
I can't argue with that.
Great. Now guide them. It's what they want you to do.
Lo steps
what-
up on a crib.
It's what he wants you to do.
Our Father,
The women follow her in prayer. A man looks through a broken window of the bar at them. He covers his ears. Philip peeks out the window and leaves. He returns with a glass square and adhesive. Philip seals the hole in the window as the women continue their prayer.
Amen. Amen.
amen.
A clock tower tolls 6. The women are disappointed.
I see that it will be time for all of us to prepare for dinner. And if you leave, you must, if that's what you must do, in leaving, we'll leave with no loss of my respect.
Lo steps down and looks at Alice.
Looks like it's over for today. There won't be half as many. When we're tired, there will be half as many tomorrow.
I wouldn't say that, Lo.
Lo turns around to see that the women still remain, looking at her. Woman 1 steps forward.
We're not leaving. We believe in you. We're in here because we believe in this. We always have. 4 years ago, my son fell victim to the sin of intemperance, and it killed him. I have waited so long for his chance to do something, to not let this happen to anybody else. That's why I'm staying.
Lo pauses. Philip watches in the window, unseen by the women.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to share their stories?
The entire crowd raises their hands. Lo smiles.
I believe.
Now you really know what you're fighting for.
Gee, why don't you, sir?
Suddenly, a man whips open the door to the bar. He steps outside.
Don't you see how useless this is? If you care about your family so much, why don't you go check on them, not us? My wife doesn't even know this place exists. So get looking and get lost.
Woman 2 kneels to pray.
Y'all are trying to ruin a good time.
Man walks back inside without shutting the door.
Follow him.
The women enter the bar until it is full, while some remain outside.
Should I have said that?
You only know what drunken men will do.
Suddenly, Philip exits the bar with a keg and an axe. The women are in fear. Philip puts the keg down and raises his axe.
Oh Lord, how I have sinned! No more will I commit indulgence. No more will I sell poison to the soul. I repent.
Philip brings down the axe and breaks the keg.
Ladies, go in the back and bring all the booze out to the street. Take it all.
The women cheer.
Woo!
Many exit the bar bringing a lot of booze that is then poured into the street. Lo and Alice look at each other in astonishment.
Oh, how I never thought this day would come.
Lo and Alice approach Philip.
Mr. Philip. Wow, we are astonished.
I am too, dear.
What made you change your mind?
4 years ago, a young man drinks himself to death in my saloon. I overheard what was just going on outside, and well, it is the Lord's need for me.
Well, Mr. Philip, whatever new ambitions you take up, the union will stand by you.
Thank you. If you'll excuse me, I have a priest to see.
Philip exits. The women pour the last of the booze into the streets and the bar's patrons exit, defeated.
Now, isn't that a stench to go high enough to heaven?
It isn't over yet, Alice, but dang, am I proud.
Lights down. Interior, apartment hallway, nighttime. The scene begins with two characters, Mark and Austin, walking up to an apartment door. Mark appears in standard jeans and t-shirt style clothing, while Austin wears extremely colorful Rastafarian type clothing. They appear to be arguing as they approach the door.
I'm telling you, dude, don't go there tonight. I know how you get, and you can't act like that. Remember, we're guests.
Man, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm the life of the party. People come from all over just to spend time with me.
I'm dead serious, Austin. They're my friends, and I won't have them driven away by your acting up. Just chill for tonight, okay? For me?
Whatever, man. I'm always chill. If they can't hang with my vibe, I don't need them.
This is what I'm trying to avoid. All right, we're here. Remember what I said.
Mark knocks on the door of apartment A32. After a moment of waiting, a woman, Priscilla, answers the door while giving a quick scan of Austin.
Mark, you made it. Who's your friend?
Hey, homegirl. How long has he been hiding you? Damn!
This is Austin. He's my cousin in from Denver for a week. I hope you don't mind, but I brought him here tonight with us.
Sure. The more the merrier. Come on, guys. We're still waiting for Brendan.
All three enter Priscilla's apartment.
This place is sweet! So clean and everything. Hey, Priscilla. You mind if I, spark up that loud?
Austin, no.
What? I don't know what that means.
You know, cutting the grass. Taking the green road to Georgia.
Priscilla and Mark appear mortified.
Ignore him, Priscilla. He's just joking around.
No, I'm genuinely asking. Let me, practice advanced biology, huh?
Priscilla, taken aback, turns her gaze towards Mark.
Mark, can I talk to you for a second?
The two wander off to a corner of the apartment.
Fine, be that way. I'll check my Bitcoin in the meantime.
Mark, respectfully, what the hell are you thinking? Bringing someone like him here. Brendan is going to be furious. You know how he feels about substances.
I'm sorry. I don't want to. My uncle thought it would be good for me to meet friends. The worst thing we do is try to talk to him. Make it perfectly clear. We don't have that.
I think the best we can do was to not bring him. We really have to get him out of here before he shows up.
Yeah? And where will he go?
Not my problem. Mark, he's celebrating his induction into the FBI tonight. What will he think if he's with someone like that? It's just a bad idea.
Okay, we should try to talk to him together. Make him understand behavior like that can happen tonight.
Hey, guys, sorry to interrupt, but like, where is everyone?
Who's everyone?
Well, not to be judgmental, peace, love, all that, but, shouldn't a party have more people? Just 3 of us in this huge apartment seems like a waste.
Well, it isn't a party. just a small get-together to celebrate my boyfriend getting hired by the FBI.
Like I said, dude, it's low-key tonight.
I guess. Low-key for me would make this place look like vacation Bible school. So I'm guessing that's a no on the marriage iguana?
Marriage iguana? Oh God, I'm surrounded by morons.
Austin, please, dude, just leave be. We can't be making a scene tonight.
From here, it looks like the only ones making a scene are you two. Seriously, try to unwind. Being stressed is awful for your health. I'm chill right now.
That's what I'm afraid of.
A man enters the stage and walks up to the door of the apartment. This is Brendan, and the sound of his keys in the lock sends Mark and Priscilla into a worried panic.
I'm home. Hey, awesome. Glad you guys can make it. What a day. Let's pop the champagne.
Brendan, you're home already. Yeah, of course, I'll go get the bottle.
Hey, man, congrats on the big job offer. What? So you're going to the big ones now, huh?
So are you a narc or what? I'm undecided on how I feel about you.
Oh yeah, this is my cousin Austin. He's a little goofy, don't take him seriously.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Brendan begins to smell around.
Oh, what is that smell? It's like a skunk inside me here.
That, my friend, is the smell of going out to the pasture.
Haha, dude, you're hilarious. He was just kidding. There must be a garbage incident or something.
No, I know this smell. It smells like someone was cooking with the electric lettuce. Who was it?
My man! I didn't know a narc could be so woke. True hero of the Grass Confederacy.
Nope, you gotta leave, pal. I don't tolerate this sort of behavior at all.
Babe, wait.
You guys would really bring a drug like this into my home? I've never felt more disrespected in my life.
Speaking of like that, you should brace yourself for lots of disrespect.
That's it. Get out of my apartment.
Brendan, wait, he's a good kid, just a little abrasive.
You're my friend, but this is unacceptable. You've been making excuses for people for far too long. And things are different now. Come on, you two.
Wait, me too?
Making insane accusations toward people you barely know? You'll be great at your job.
Mark and Austin are shooed out of the room and the door slams in their faces.
I know this isn't... That's without doubt the worst possible outcome, dude. What are you thinking?
People like that bring pain to themselves. No offense, but that guy sucks. You need better friends.
I know this is middle school. What a mess.
I know what'll cheer you up. Wanna parachute into Greenland?
Austin, you're ridiculous.
Well, do you have better ideas?
Mark looks around in thought for a moment.
Alright, fine, I concede. It's not like things can get any worse.
I'm sure I'll find a way.
An end scene. Setting. We're in the hallway of a church. There's an old-fashioned narrowness to it, not meant for personal space. The hall is bare, minus two small chairs evenly spaced out against the wall. At rise, a small pool of white light highlights the space between the two chairs. There's a yellow light in the shape of a doorway coming from the stage right wing. There's chattering of voices in the background, an organ playing softly that ends abruptly. And on that image, a woman, Willow, enters from the door-shaped light stage left. She is clearly angry, feet stomping as she throws something, a bouquet, onto the ground in front of her in anger. She abruptly turns around, looking for something, someone. She runs a hand over her face and lets out a sigh before storming back off stage right. She now reemerges, dragging the arm of a stumbling woman, Reagan, the latter continuously waving backward through the doorway with a cocky air. Willow angrily throws Reagan into the stage left chair. Reagan smiles at her.
Would you just stop? What? You don't like what you see? Why are you here?
The question is asked less with a question mark and more of a period. There's a silent moment filled with tension. The audience gets the sense that Reagan is uncharacteristically quiet, a sense only Willow brings over her.
Wanted to see you.
Willow looks as if she is ready to ask her to repeat herself, but thinks better of it. She heard her.
Impeccable timing. It's true. Bullshit. Wow, she swears now, too? Not my willow tree.
No one calls me that anymore. You don't get to call me that anymore.
She finally allows herself to look at Reagan. A beat.
Why are you here?
Well, I thought I made that very clear inside.
Are you drunk?
Reagan lowers her eyes. Willow laughs in distaste.
Some things never change, do they?
Hey, you know what? Screw you too, Willow. You got some nerve.
Me?
Yeah, you dumbass.
Well, excuse me, dumbass, but last I checked, I'm not the one who objected to a fucking wedding.
What can I say? I was in the area.
Oh, just dropping by, are we? Well, let's catch up then, Reagan. How have the last 7 years been?
Willow turns away for a second, fuming. Reagan finally looks up, eyes following her. A beat.
Lonely?
At that, Willow turns back around.
What? Isn't it time for some honesty?
Willow stalks over to Reagan. Reagan looks up expectantly, leaning into her space. Willow pauses before throwing herself down into the other chair. Reagan looks down and then back at Willow.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Talk.
Okay. I don't want you to marry him.
Reagan looks Willow in the eyes. She seems to be waiting for a snarky remark, but it doesn't come. Willow is waiting for her to continue.
I didn't want you to go.
I had to.
I know, damn it. I know. And that's the problem, isn't it? I know you're better than what that town could give you, and I know I wasn't. I know you deserved better. Deserve better. But I'm selfish. And all I could think, even knowing all that, was that I didn't want you to go.
She exhales with a sob. Eye contact is made. There's nothing to say.
I wanted to be more than just a mistake.
You know that's not fair.
Isn't it, though?
The eye contact is finally broken by Willow.
Well, what was I to you? Because I think we crossed the line over friends a long time ago. But we weren't quite at the other thing.
Should you ask if you can't even say it?
Sharing a bed. Okay, I guess. You can do that with your friends. Dancing, of course. Slow dancing? That's a little weird, huh? Kissing? I know where I stand on that one. What about you? And then, the kicker, the last hurrah, our plan to run away together?
She realizes that she is yelling. She takes a breath.
I thought we were something, Willow. I thought we had something. But you left.
You never asked me to stay. You never, until about a minute ago, ever told me not to go.
How could I?
How would I have known if you didn't?
Reagan has no response to this.
I loved you.
Willow looks to her wide-eyed. We get the sense that this isn't easily given. Reagan keeps her eyes on the ground, tapping a rhythmless beat on the arm of her chair. Then, in barely a whisper,
I love you.
Willow, biting her lip to hold in a sob, looks the other way. A tableau. Two estranged women who once knew each other better than any.
It's been 7 years.
Reagan finally lifts her eyes to the back of Willow's head.
I know.
There is a moment of silence. Reagan looking at Willow, Willow doing anything but returning the eye contact.
I don't know what you want from me.
Neither do I.
Willow turns around and holds her gaze for a moment.
I should have told you a long time ago. I should have said it back when you did.
I love him.
Reagan looks up, holding in tears. Her worst nightmares come true. How stupid could she be?
I know. I'm sorry.
Willow pauses. She looks as if she will pinch herself. Reagan has surprised her many times today.
Why are you here, Reagan?
I don't know. Why are you?
Well, I have plans today.
They are joking, but their air isn't playful. It is not the remembrance of an easier time, just a poor and unsuccessful coping mechanism.
Why did you drag me out here?
No, Reagan, I never, not once, really thought I'd ever be able to predict you. We may have got to know each other, but I never really understood you.
Reagan looks to her, waiting. Willow breaks the eye contact again.
But this? I really didn't see this coming.
Reagan looks away. Their diverting and shameful eyes mirror one another.
How did you even know that I was getting married?
Well, if you didn't want random people from your past to object to your wedding, probably should have made your account private.
We're at the point where I can't tell if you're joking, and that is so problematic that I don't even want to touch it.
Reagan laughs in a self-deprecating manner.
You didn't answer my question.
Hmm?
Why'd you drag me out here?
What are you talking about?
Well, if you love him and you're intending to get married, why not just ignore my sorry ass screaming from the pew?
Willow pauses. She obviously doesn't know the answer to this, but she has to find one.
It's been a long time, Reagan.
Yeah, you're right. Long enough that if you didn't really care or didn't doubt, this wouldn't be a problem.
I can't believe we're doing this again. I have to go. I'm going back in there. You shouldn't have come.
Willow rises from the chair and begins walking quickly back to the lit doorway. Reagan shouts a protest, a wait, before jumping up from her chair and grabbing Willow's wrist. A tableau. Two women half illuminated by the doorway, half still in shadow. There is a moment, Willow and then Reagan looking down at Reagan's grip on Willow's wrist. Abruptly and all at once, Reagan drops it. Reagan steps back and turns around, Willow's body slightly leaning into where Reagan once was. Willow holds her head in her hands for a second, Willow waiting. Reagan turns back around.
Can I, a few more minutes, please?
Willow looks her in the eyes but nods. After an awkward, shall we not, from Reagan, the two women return to the chairs. However, they now sit in the opposite ones.
How did you guys meet?
At school.
So all that talk about being on your own?
It wasn't like that.
Oh no? Well, that's the reason I told myself that you left me. Oh, she really had to be on her own. She told me from the get-go.
He really is a good guy.
I can't do this. Just tell me one thing. One, did you find what you were looking for?
Willow is silent for a minute. The rage coming off of Reagan is felt by all.
You know my mother hated you?
What a subject change. Queen of evasion right here. I'll bite. Yes, she made that very clear.
She said you made me sick.
Reagan stops whatever tangential speech she was about to embark on.
What? You never told me that.
Of course I didn't.
Willow,
No, it's my turn. I think you know. You think that you know me better than I know myself. But that hasn't been true in a very long time, Reagan. I was done. I never made a choice. I went along with what my mother said to eat, what grades to get, what sports to play. Even though you couldn't say what you wanted, I went along with that too. I was never sure about it, about any of it, about us, but I tried. I know you were too in your own way, but I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't walk on emotional eggshells around you and my mother all at once. I needed to make some choices on my own.
Willow clearly isn't done, but Reagan interrupts anyway.
yeah? Hell of a job you did. Ever stop and think for a moment that you're living her life? The college degree, teaching job, wedding at 24? This is her. You didn't leave on your own. All you did was leave me.
Willow looks away. Reagan can't take that again. She rises from her chair and kneels in front of Willow's, putting her hand on her thigh.
This isn't the end, Willow. It doesn't have to be, please.
No.
Reagan withdraws her hand.
No?
Willow, teary-eyed, shakes her head. Reagan falls from knees to a small seat on the ground. She and Willow are both facing the audience, one in front of the other, eyes directed to different parts of the house. Reagan looks to the lit doorway.
Okay. Okay then, I guess. I'll see you around. Good luck in there.
Reagan, don't do this. Don't pull back now, not after all of this.
Reagan knocks the unoccupied chair over.
God damn it! Then what do you want me to do? What do you want from me?
And then you wonder why I left.
There is a beat. The gravity of what was just said hits the two women and the audience alike.
You know, I didn't come here for this. Hell, I didn't think it would be easy. But this? I can't.
Reagan begins to leave, almost exiting through the wing without the doorway. She's almost in shadow, pulled back into the light by a weight from Willow. She pauses and turns around to the now standing woman in a halo of light.
What do I do here, Reagan?
I don't know, kid. What do you want to do?
Willow wilts.
You love him?
I don't know anymore.
You love me?
I don't know.
Well, I don't think you're gonna know what to do until you know that. I should go. I know I should go. But I'm not. I'm not gonna leave you alone while you do that. That's not what you do. To people you love,
Willow can't keep looking at her.
I'm gonna wait outside in the parking lot.
Willow says nothing.
Willow.
At that, she looks up to meet her eyes. Reagan has stepped further into the light towards her, the opposite of where she has said that she will go.
Why did you bring me here?
Willow looks ready to jump back on the defensive.
You don't have to answer. I don't think I need answers. But if you figure it out and you want to tell me, you know where I'll be.
There is another moment of quiet. It is not awkward, just loaded with choice. Willow opens her mouth to say something, but it clearly isn't an answer to any of the posed questions. A look at Reagan's face silences Willow. Reagan closes the distance between them. She puts one hand to Willow's cheek, to which she leans into it. Both women look as though they are about to cry. A tableau. No one can anticipate what will come next. Reagan whispers.
I'll be outside.
She is clearly concerned, but has a vindication that suggests that she doesn't believe this will be goodbye. Willow holds onto Reagan's hand that is holding her face. They stay holding on to one another for a moment. Then Willow pulls herself away and forces herself to turn around, exiting towards the dark wing. Willow is alone. She stands lifting the hand that once held Reagan's back up to her face. It is her left hand, and she turns it over to investigate the ring on his third finger. She lets out a shuddering breath. She looks to her right, the light doorway. It is the easy future, the good one with the illusion of free will. It is certain to bring her a good life. There's pain on her face. She looks to her left, the dark doorway. It is the definition of uncertain. The graduate-style ending could await her in that parking lot. It could only lead to sadness, but it also has the potential for happiness, so much more than the other door could ever offer. She looks back down at her hand. She looks outward to the audience, letting an exhale out as she lowers her hand. The lights begin to dim, her silhouette being outlined with the first light's doorway, the other one now mirroring it. The woman is alone, with choice made yet unspoken, and on that image, we black out.
Do you ever feel like you're stuck in a bubble?
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
I don't know. It was just a thought.
Well, do you want to talk about it?
It's like this town is a bubble, and I can't get out of it. I see people outside this town and think about how suffocating it is in here.
I mean, you could always pop it.
What?
Pop it. The bubble, I mean. Get out of here, see the world, go on an adventure. We could go together.
And what happens when the bubble pops? I wouldn't even know where to start.
That's easy. You pick a direction, just go wherever your heart takes you.
And what if you're scared of where your heart will take you? What if it ends up being an endless road?
I guess you won't know until you try. All roads come to an end at some point. You get sick of the road you're on, you can always take an exit and hop on a different road, right?
And what if that one is wrong too? And then the one after that? What if it turns into a never-ending cycle of getting lost? It's not like anyone gives you a GPS for your life. You take whatever road your heart leads you on, and one day you're 45 and you're stranded on the side of the road with your thumb out, hoping that the next person who stops isn't a convict or a creep. What then?
Sometimes you have to lose yourself to find yourself.
That's an oxymoron.
What?
That's an oxymoron. If you're lost, how are you supposed to find yourself? And how am I supposed to find myself when I'm right here? There's only one of me.
Well, now you're just contradicting yourself.
How? You're the one that just said an oxymoron.
You just went on a tangent about how scared you are of getting lost, but then proceeded to say you're right here. And you know where you are.
That's not what I meant.
Whatever. You get the point. A lot of stuff could happen, yeah. But if you don't take any risks, then you're never gonna get out of your bubble. You said yourself you want out, right?
I do. It's all I want.
Well, maybe you need someone to take the leap with. So that when things go wrong, you have someone to fall back on. Someone to depend on. Someone to share the adventure with.
I don't know.
You're not alone. I hope you know that.
You say that, but people can be so unreliable. When times are hard, they shut you out, they leave you, and build up walls so you can't get to them. What if I just wanted to help them? What if I needed their help? How are we supposed to know what we both need when there's this giant wall in between us?
Want to know what I would do?
What would you do?
I will build a door. I'll build a door and reach out to you, stick a needle to the bubble and pop it for you, leave this town and everyone in it to travel down an endless road going nowhere. I'd sit on the side of the road with you, with my thumb out, hoping the next person who stops isn't a convict or a creep. And after that, I'd draw us a map of all the places we've been, so we wouldn't get lost again. A map of the wall with the door that I'd open for you so you can come through and ask for help whenever you needed it. Let me be there for you. Let me answer all your impossible questions. Let me keep the door open.
You really think you have all the answers, don't you?
I don't have all the answers. I don't think I ever will. But I'm willing to find answers and make mistakes. It's inevitable that we'll make mistakes because
We're human.
exactly. See? You're catching on.
Have an interesting way of thinking, you know that.
I just don't want to have regrets. Sometimes you just gotta say, screw it, I take a chance.
I think I'm ready to take a chance.
Let's take that chance together.
Kitchen, morning. Brenda is sitting by a corded comb. She's cutting potatoes into a bowl.
Marry me? That's my sister. I can't do that to her. I love you too, Nate. There are other ways to do this. Now, I'm not ready. This is all too fast. Can't we go back to the good old days of hiding it, just sneaking out together? She won't know. I guess I understand. Yeah, I'm packing up now.
Eliza enters.
Yeah, it's worth it. I love you too. See you soon.
Brenda hangs up. Eliza's presence is made known.
Ren, are you okay?
Yeah, everything's fine.
Brenda walks to the fridge to take out vegetables. Her eyeliner has run.
Are you sure? Who are you talking to?
Brenda walks to the knife block and pulls out a knife. She begins to cut the vegetables.
I was talking to Mother.
Mother called you?
Yes.
Brenda goes back to cutting vegetables.
I wish you knew I was awake so I could have talked to her.
Sorry, I didn't know.
Eliza is concerned by Brenda's attitude. Eliza sits at the counter across from Brenda.
What's wrong with Mother, Ren?
Does there have to be anything wrong with Mother for her to call?
Well, she doesn't really call. Let me help you.
Brenda slides vegetables and a knife across the table to Eliza.
You're still upset. What is wrong with Mother?
Nothing is wrong with Mother, Eliza.
Fine. I understand that she only wants to talk to you. That's what she'll do.
Eliza stands up and exits. Brenda, frustrated, stands and mixes the ingredients in a bowl. Brenda checks the time nervously. Eliza enters, holding letters. She forcefully lays them on the table and crosses her arms. Eliza glares at Brenda. Brenda looks at the letters. On top, there is one from Mother.
If you won't tell me how Mother is doing, I'll find out myself.
Eliza sees the next letter on the stack, which is from Nate. She picks it up.
Nate wrote me a love letter.
Brenda is very worried. Eliza reaches for a letter opener.
Mother has lung disease.
What? That's terrible.
Eliza runs to hug Brenda. Brenda pats her on the back.
I was scared of how she'd react.
Eliza cries. Brenda looks at the clock in anticipation.
Why don't we just sit down for now? Reading the letter now won't be any good.
All right.
Eliza and Brenda sit at the table.
You don't need to be scared of telling me things, Bren.
Okay, I understand.
I'm a woman too, Bren. We're not children anymore. You really take care of me.
I understand.
Brenda looks at the letter on the table.
And I have Nate, so soon we're gonna get married, and you won't see me as much.
Eliza reaches for the letter. Brenda is worried.
What's the odds he puts me in this very letter?
Why don't you start with Mother's? Let's get it out of the way first.
You seem confused, Bren. I'm a good news first kind of person, but I don't know about you.
Eliza cuts open the letter slowly. She removes it from the envelope and begins to read.
By the time you're reading this, I'll be gone.
Eliza drops the letter and stares forward, heartbroken. Brenda shows remorse.
I'm so sorry, Elle.
Eliza weeps. Brenda flips the letter over.
Hey, it's going to be okay, Elle. You still have me. We're gonna get this through together.
Eliza nods.
Why don't we finish making our casserole? It'll take your mind off things.
Eliza nods. Brenda and Eliza stand and finish putting the ingredients into the bowl. Eliza stares at it blankly.
Are those potatoes?
Yeah. Mother's recipe.
Don't bring up Mother. Why won't she talk to me? She tells you all about her problems, but not me. And you're going to visit her without me.
It's not that, Elle.
Then what is it?
Brenda freezes. Eliza gives up and puts her head down on the table. Brenda goes back to what she was doing and puts the casserole into the oven. Eliza picks her head up in tears. She flips over the letter and reads it, unknowing to Brenda.
You bitch. Mother didn't call you. She probably doesn't know how to use the damn phone.
Eliza.
Shut up. You bitch. You're so bothered by you can't find your husband, so you have to take mine.
Brenda backs away from Eliza.
Don't you dare leave with him. I will not let you. You have done enough. You mean word about Mother this whole time? I bet if I open that letter, she'll tell us she's fine, won't she?
Brenda is scared and remorseful. Eliza picks up the vegetable knife off the table.
You had me think you're worried about Mother, but she's really worried about you.
Eliza throws the knife at Brenda. The knife sticks into the wall next to her head. Brenda is next to the knife block. Eliza regrets her action and is now in fear.
You know, it feels good. Nate and I have been behind her back since you met. When he brings you home, did you know that I leave to go back with him?
Brenda pulls a knife from the block. She walks towards Eliza.
He makes you feel so much better than you. And do you know the best part? You don't even know a thing.
Stop it!
Why? Are you so upset that somebody loves me more than you specifically?
Brenda stands right in front of Eliza. Eliza picks up the letter opener behind her back.
Nobody could ever love you.
Brenda stabs Eliza. Eliza falls. Eliza dies. Brenda is in shock. Nate enters.
Are you ready? What the fuck did you do?
Brenda steps back from Eliza's body and looks at Nate.
Well, now you really gotta get going. So get your bags and come on.
Brenda stands still. Nate walks towards her.
Come on. We have to hurry to get there before sunset.
We can't go. I have a casserole in the oven.
Where are your bags? I'm bringing them out.
We're not leaving with my casserole still baking.
Did you even pack?
Does it look like I have time?
This is ridiculous. I left the damn car running.
But my casserole!
Who gives a shit about your casserole? Your sister is dead.
Yeah, my sister is dead. Have you not noticed? Do you even care?
I made my decision, Brenda. And I chose you. Don't worry about Eliza. We'll be gone before anyone finds her if we leave now.
Brenda glares at Nate.
I'm not waiting for this bullshit. Boo-hoo! She's dead. But we still have a life together, Brenda.
Brenda makes a face of anger.
We could have kids and a family, Brenda, please. I love you. We just need to leave now or we can't have any of it. I can't sit around for this long. So you're either coming or you're not.
Brenda ignores Nate.
Fine. If you don't want me, just say so. I thought this is what you wanted.
Nate turns around to leave. He throws a wedding ring at Brenda. She looks at it. It is on the floor next to Eliza.
Goodbye forever.
Nate exits. Brenda kneels down next to Eliza. Brenda picks up the wedding ring.
I think this was meant for you.
Brenda puts the wedding ring on Eliza's finger. Eliza cries.
It's like mother.
Brenda drops to sit beside Eliza. Brenda pulls the knife out of Eliza's chest. Brenda holds the knife to face herself. Fade out.